One of the most well-known and controversial bans in all of Smogon's history is the banning of Salamence in the Diamond Pearl Platinum metagame, all the way back in 4th gen. However, before we examine Salamence itself, let's go ahead and take ourselves all the way back to 4th generation and examine just how different the environment was, the playing field, so to speak, compared to now, of course, and things that were introduced that we didn't have in the previous 3 generations. Specifically, tools that certain Pokemon got access to that made them so much more powerful. The physical special split started in 4th generation, so now Pokemon like Salamence got their physical stabs in the form of Dragon Claw, Outrage, which was given to Salamence as part of Platinum, a move tutor, and that definitely made huge strides towards getting Salamence banned, as well as the introduction of the very famous Draco Meteor. You already know, Poke-Aim, dropping a Draco, 4th gen. So, and this was back before all the special moves got nerfed. So Draco Meteor was 140 base power. Fire Blast was 120, even Flamethrower, 95. All of this to the benefit of Pokemon like Salamence that could go mixed, so to say. And that was the main issue, especially, was the mixed set. Sure, Dragon Dance was also very powerful and very devastating, but think about the steel types that existed in 4th generation, before 5th and 6th and 7th. A lot of these steel types that were common in overused play tended to be more physically defensive. You know, you got your Skarmory, you got your Fortress, you got your Scizor, and Draco Meteor being 140 base power and special, what in 4th and 5th generation, absolutely nothing stopped Latios or Salamence, Draco Meteors just dropping all over the place. And even steel types, the only resistance, tended not to really take that move very well. I mean, it's still a 70 base power move, stab move, resisted, which is absolutely ludicrous. So it's just a matter of risk and reward being disproportionate when it comes to the users of Draco Meteor at the time. At least Dragonite suffered from a lower special attack and a lower base speed as Salamence, whereas Salamence benefited from the environment it was in greatly. 100 base speed was still considered very fast. Well, not very fast, but like decently fast in DPP. And then you also have to think that 4th generation introduced the Life Orb, which is a very important item to Salamence, which greatly bolstered the effectiveness of mixed attackers and just offensive Pokemon in general. We got Choice Scarf in 4th gen, Choice Specs. So really 4th gen was all about bolstering the effectiveness of offensive Pokemon, giving them more tools. Like, combine the Life Orb. Just the Life Orb availability and the physical special split are both huge factors that shaped the DPP metagame around Pokemon like Salamence to the point where it constrained team building around these Pokemon and how not to sack half your team to those kinds of Pokemon. Especially when you have the best offensive stab in the game before 6th gen. And the fact that you could cover the entire metagame in 3 moves and then have Roost as your 4th. I mean, once again, whenever Salamence comes in, it just gets a guaranteed kill. That was the main issue with that Pokemon. Either with Draco Meteor, or it could get a DD up, or it can just fire off a Fire Blast or an Earthquake, or what have you. And this created a metagame where one of the main focuses of team building ended up revolving around, hey, how do I not get Salamence? How do I not fall into a situation where I have to sack 2 Pokemon to Salamence? Too versatile, too splashable, and too strong to the point where whenever it came in, it just had free reign to drop Dracos, or in other cases, Dragon Dance. By the way, people also did run Brick Break because of Blissey. Like, you could say, oh, well, Blissey could switch into Special Salamence. Nope. They did run Brick Break sometimes because it gives you coverage both on Heatran and on Chansey. I mean, Blissey. Chansey wasn't a thing back then. No Eviolite. Blissey. So, 0 counters with that base speed at the time. And not to mention the bulk and the typing to resist common offensive threats like Lucario and Infernape. And it was just way too splashable, and teams were under too much strain to prepare for it, to deal with 120 base power outrages coming off of 135 base attack, or 140 base power Draco Meteors coming off of 110 base special attack, with a life orb, give or take. And remember, no fairy types back then, so something was going to take that hit, whether you like it or not. You could say stealth rocks were an issue, but that's kind of mitigated by Salamence's natural bulk with Intimidate and the fact that it got Roost. And like I said, you get your coverage that you need in 3 moves, either Fighting Fire Dragon or Ground Fire Dragon, both of which were unresisted in the entire metagame. And then you still had the last slot for Roost or DD or even Sub. Sub wasn't a thing. It was either DD or Roost. So you could even run like Fire Blast with Dragon Dance, and that still ripped through entire teams. So it's that kind of splashability and flexibility that made Salamence way too powerful for overuse and caused that strain in team building, to the point where it was overwhelmingly beneficial to just get rid of Salamence as a whole from the metagame to make it more diverse. So that is why Salamence was banned in Diamond Pearl Platinum.